Hello everyone, I'm Rajiv Chopra and I want to take you through a short edit of a couple of portraits, and I have got these images from Envato and I have already added them to my catalog. So the way to do that is you go to this Add Photos button, click it, and then you go to the particular folder that you want. For instance, if you want to go here, just click this and everything is added. So let me go to this one, and I'm going to start with this image of a man, and then I will do this image of a woman. And the way that Luminar works is you have your workspace out here. You have the photographs in the catalog on the left side. You have the photographs in the folder that you have chosen on the main interface. So you have you're in the catalog dialog space, as it were, and you can see that the word catalog is highlighted. Normally, you would start with presets. I will not talk about these tools yet, the general erase, general swap, general expand, HDR merge. I will talk about those in... You can upscale images, and to do that, you just drag a photograph here. So let's start with this man. I got this picture from, I think it is Envato. So let me start with the presets. So click the presets. Now, if you buy Luminar Neo, you will get a certain set of presets and a few other assets like skies and a few objects. You can buy more presets, so you click the Get More Presets button here, and the button will take you to the Luminar or the Skylum website, where you can choose to buy a few presets or skies or objects or LUTs, and of course you need an account with Skylum. If you have an X membership, which is a Luminar X membership, you will access your presets out here. So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of presets, which includes the stuff that you get every month, and some that I have bought. So you can, if you have an X membership, you will get a certain set of presets, skies, or objects every single month. You also get access to a few tutorials, and you can, of course, choose to buy some more presets. So let me start with this group, which is called the Cinematic Man. It takes a bit of time to load. So this is the effect of the first preset, the second, the third, the fourth. This, as you can see, is a little bit more cinematic. Refined resilience, which is not bad. Vintage vibes, which does not suit this image. You have sophistication, which I don't like for this image because it makes his skin look very scarred. You have monochrome, which is not bad. The captivating gaze, okay, and the classic charm. So let me start with refined resilience, which is the simplest one. And of course, if I click the heart, as you can see here, it's going to be saved under my favorites. I can reduce the intensity of this preset by taking it down. So here I am without the preset, and here I am with the full strength of the preset. So maybe I will take it down just a bit. If I click this button here, you will get an idea of the before and the after. So this is before, this is after, before and after. I can undo the preset by clicking this button. So I think I'm okay here. Now I'll move to the edit button here. You start with enhance. Now I'm going to take you through a very simple edit this time. I won't do anything very jazzy. So let's enhance. This is an AI tool which in this case will not work with the sky enhancer because there is no sky, but the AI tool seems to think that this is a sky. So I can enhance the image. And as you can see, let me expand it a little bit. Let me take it back to 0. Let me take it up here. There's a slight change. Again, before and afterwards. I don't really use the noiseless for this. This is essentially to remove digital noise. I would not even use the super sharp for this image because that's a bit tricky. Be careful with the face enhancer. I want you to see what's going to happen if you do that. Sometimes you end up with a very plasticky face. So be a bit watchful if you are going to use the face enhancer. It takes its time and you can entertain yourself watching all these little lines move around. Enjoy yourself. And it's taking a very long time. So while it's taking a long time, how was your day? There you have it. Now look at the image now. Look at it without. Look at it now. Without, now, without, and now. Personally, I think the face enhancer is tricky, and there are two problems, or three actually. One is, as you can see, the pores have been completely or mostly removed. There's a strange color on his neck. There's some strange artifacts in his eyes. So I don't like it, and I'm going to undo this. And there we have a much more normal looking human being. So be careful before using or clicking this face enhancer. Let's move to the develop. Now Luminar Neo works with sliders, so it's very easy. It works perfectly for anybody it has tools which work perfectly for anyone, whether you're an amateur or whether you are a professional. There are tools which apply to both. Luminar Neo functions as a standalone application or as a plugin with Photoshop, and I use both the modes. This is okay, I would say. The smart contrast is actually a pretty cool tool. This one really works very well. I don't think I want to do anything with the highlights, but maybe I will reduce the shadows. The blacks and the whites are essentially the darkest and the lightest parts of the image. So if I reduce the darks, you end up with something very strange. But just a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do anything with the white, which is the brightest part, because you can see here, this part in his forehead gets blown out. So be a bit careful when you go around fiddling, because you might lose detail very, very fast. The curves essentially is a fantastic and powerful tool to work on the contrast. So I'm darkening. This side represents the darker tones. This side represents the brighter tones. So now if you take this particular node and you move it in, you're brightening the image. Move it up, here you're darkening, but giving it a slightly matte look. If you move it down, you're darkening. Here again, getting some strange whites. Here again. Okay, this is not too bad, I would say. There are 4 curves actually. This is the overall curve. You have the red. So if you want some more red in the image, then you will push this up, which I think is ugly. If you want more green, you will push it up, and you can make him look like a bit of a, I don't know, some sort of an alien. And here's the blue. Add more blue. Add more yellow. The blue is not too bad actually. Maybe I'll add some more blue. Color, again, be very careful with the temperature. This particular image has already been processed by the stock photo agency. You can change the tint a little bit. I prefer it slightly towards the magenta. Be very careful with your saturation sliders. You can go really crazy. Vibrance increases the saturation of colors that are not saturated. So in this case, we are fine. And is there anything else that you might want? So let's look here. The relight, for instance, he is close to you, so you can brighten him. But in this particular case, it's not going to work. There is a section entirely for portraits. So let's start with the face. Here you can brighten just his face, and the AI tool is going to focus on his face. You can slim the face if you want, but he already seems to have a fairly slim face. It's applying the corrections. Have a look again, before and after, and it's done a pretty good job without actually making him look strange. The iris visibility, the iris flare. You can make his eyes a bit larger or smaller. You can whiten the whites of the eyes. You can make the eyes look a little bit jazzier. There are no red eye spots here. Does he have dark circles? That hasn't helped. Then you can improve the eyebrows. Then you have a section for the mouth, which I don't recommend that you use for men. This one is for removing some of the skin defects. You click that button here, before and after. Well, there's nothing here in the body here, and I would not use the high key unless you want a high key image, which looks pretty sad. But you can use just a little bit. Now, if you want to give it a more mystical glow, you can go here. You can fiddle around with the shadows. You can add another glow, make him soft focus, but normally you will not use that for men. Do you want a matte look? So you can just play around, as you can see. And finally, I'm going to come back and I'm going to apply a vignette. So choose subject. Here we have. Now be a bit careful when you apply vignette, because you can go crazy. So this is the man now, before and afterwards. Before and afterwards. And I've done this in just a few minutes. So I'm going to go back to the catalog and let me go down to this girl. In the same way, I'm going to look at the presets, but I will not look at a man. Let me look at something for women. Okay, let's make it monochrome for her this time. You want this? Soulful, film grain, no. Lighthouse, no. Low key, no. Maybe I'll look for the soulful one for her. Again, before and afterwards, before and afterwards. I'm going to enhance her again. I will not do much to the exposure. I'm going to bring the exposure down. Actually, no. Let me take the exposure up. brighten the highlights here, darken the shadows a little bit, darken the blacks, which is effectively really makes her hair look a bit black, and the whites. I think the contrast is fine, so I'm not going to touch that. Now the studio light is another interesting option. You can add a light here, and you need to actually then click this light customization and see how you want the light to work. Now, so it's applying now the studio light, and I don't want the strips. So as you can see, I can darken her, and I can change the direction of this light. It's a nice little way to... Do you see the light moving as I move this little thing out here? Here we have two lights, which I think is not bad. There's no need for a portrait bouquet. The face light, do I want the face light? Why not? Do I want to slim her face? Why not? So now we just wait a bit. She's been slimmed down. Maybe some more. I have made her eyes a bit. So here she is, and the lips saturation. I'm going to darken her lips here. So there's something in the lips. Oops. There you go. There you have it. With her, you have a before and you have an after. I honestly don't know why these black spots have arisen, but let me remove them. I'm going to reduce the size of my brush, erase, and hopefully these... There you go. Ooh, that is terrible. No, we do it again. Erase. I'm going to reduce the size of my brush further. Just put there. So sometimes you have to do these things 2 or 3 times before you get what you want. And there is this young girl. Now, if I want to be a bit jazzy, I click this layers button here and I go, and I can, in this particular case, add a light leak. And you see here, I have again added a bit of drama to the image. There, just a little bit. Before and after, before and after. So here we have 2 images done in maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And this is just a very quick little video to show you how Luminar works with portraits. Once you are done, you can click the export. You can save it to the disk. You can, if you have Luminar Connect on your phone, you can share this straight to social media. So, a very short, very quick video on how you can use Luminar Neo to edit your images, and these are simple studio portraits. So I hope that you enjoy this, and the next time I do something, I will work on some of these landscapes, which are again from Envato, from deposit photographs and Unsplash.